Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another weekly recap video taking a look at my training from the week. We're sitting about 10 weeks out from the North American Championships in the Cayman Islands, and I'm very happy with where the weights are 10 weeks out. We've still got a lot of time to train. I've got about 2 weeks left of work because I teach school. So once we hit summer, I can really focus on training and get some extra momentum. So day one, we had some pause safety bar squats, just continuing this linear progression with these. We're down to 4 sets of 4 as far as the rep scheme goes. So it was definitely a much needed, call it a deload, to go down in the reps. So this 560 pounds felt very good on this day. I'm excited to see where both these snatch grip RDLs and the pause safety bar squats can take my deadlift throughout this prep, especially. Speaking of which, here's I think this was my third of 4 sets with 545 pounds on the snatch grip RDLs. We still have these at some pretty high reps. So by the end of this session, I am burnt out as far as my upper back and my low back goes, but in a good way. There's no pain, and both of those exercises were pretty handily done. So here we're moving on to day 2. This is my upper body / bench day. For the most part, had was a 5 sets of 3 with 420 pounds, and I did. This bench is kind of a pain in the neck because the rack setting, you'll notice I basically have to press it to get it out of the rack. But the height of the bench is nice, so, we'll take with it what I can. You'll notice that other bench was open after I was done. But overall, that 420 pounds moved well, and I'm really starting to like where bench is going because I'm starting to trust my shoulder truly for the first time in a long time. I think part of that has actually been these incline presses and then using the bamboo bar at the end of the week. So we keep progressing the bench. I think there's room to keep running with that. And then I slowly progressed this incline press this week. I think last week we did 325 pounds. This week we did 330. Still in that RP 8 range. So I think that was a solid call. All right, now we're on to day 3. Things start to get hard at this part of the week. I would say day 3 and day 4 are my more challenging days. So first up, we had hex bar deadlifts. This was 625 for 4 sets of 8. This is well past where we had gotten for 8s earlier in the cycle. We kind of went down to 6s and then back to 8s. But I think 625 this week moved faster than 605 last week, 100%. So I think there's actually room to continue progressing those, and I'm feeling really good. And then the rest of the day, we've got the tempo bench. This was 330 pounds for the 300 tempo. Still nice and easy, slowly progressing upward. Definitely room to progress here. So not a whole lot more to say on that one. Then we have the squat machine. I've just been linearly progressing this one as well. Basically I do a 25 each week and then a new 45 the following week. So we're up to 6 plates on this. I can tell it's definitely getting challenging, which is great. And it's like challenging enough to where I can feel it affecting my squats and deadlifts on day 4, which we have here. So some of that fatigue certainly carries over, which, at this point in a prep can be a perfectly fine thing. So I'm okay with that. And it's not pain, it's just tiredness, in my hips. And I can tell that's what's going on with squats because my sets get better as I go along. So here's my first set at 675, which, moving pretty fast. I'm happy with how 7 plates is moving. This was 4 sets of 3. You'll notice the last rep, I get a little pitch for, but easy enough to adjust. And then this next set you'll see is my final set of the 4. And I would argue this possibly improved throughout the time. So I kind of think that as a sign of it's just taking me longer to get warmed up from some of that fatigue earlier in the week. But I'm excited to see where squat and deadlift lead. I think there's room to up these triples. If we do, that'll be PR for triples. So we'll see if that happens. And deadlifts, which we're about to roll into, we're hitting 625 for 4 sets of 6 this week. Pretty handily done. Once again, I'm definitely fatigued after the squats for these, but that's the reason for putting them in an SBD day. On meet day, you're going to be deadlifting after squat, so it makes sense. These moved well. Once again, I think room to up the weight, and nothing's really aching or anything like that. So I'm very excited with where deadlift is headed. This is my third of the 4 sets here, and you'll notice the first rep is a little bit slower. I think that's just as my hamstrings are getting tired, but no complaints, just cruising through. I will say my gym is so hot right now because of the time of the year, and we don't have any AC. That's not me complaining. That's just, how it is. So I was melting throughout this entire session. All right, continuing to progress the bamboo bar. This is 215 pounds for my 4x4. You'll notice it throws me all over the place, but this is a fun movement to do, and I feel like it's building that confidence back in trusting my delt and my bicep not to give out on me on a bench. And then we close out the week with football bar bench. Once again, I have no clue how heavy this bar is. It's definitely at least 55 pounds because it is much heavier than a regular bar, but this is 340 for the 4x7. I think this was set 2 or 3 of this. Overall, pretty easy. We'll keep progressing that week by week. And, just feeling good. So that'll wrap it up for the week. Thank you all for tuning in. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. As always, I'm looking forward to pushing things heavier, continuing to get everything right as I go into the summer. And thanks for following along. So until next time, happy lifting.